Welcome everyone to Do More, Be More, and today's video is being recorded on a Sunday, which is appropriate because today's videos is about preparing for Monday, the most dreaded day of the week. What can you do to be most prepared for it? Stay tuned because that is coming up right now. And we're rolling. Basically, I'm not gonna wait for the video. Welcome everyone to Do More, Be More. Don't tell me this thing is still on. Now, if you already love your Mondays and you know what you got to do, you get up, you got your routine set up for the night before, and you're already set for starting off Monday on the right foot, then by all means, you don't need to watch this. But if you're looking for some additional tips or some reaffirmations of the things that you already have been doing, then by all means, stick around. But I'm going to have a couple of things that have worked for me, that took me some time to adapt myself, but I know that can be beneficial for each and every one of us. Number one is getting enough rest. You are going to hate anything if you're tired. So why would you want to go to work tired? Why would you want to go to school tired? If you need to go to basketball practice, something that you love, if you need to go to the gym, let's say you like going to the gym, and you're tired before going, let's face it, you're not going to be in the best shape to want to do it, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, or whatever only it could be. So if you're going to go to something that probably it's something that you have to do, you need to make sure you have some rest so that you can have enough energy so that you're not dragging throughout your day. And that's actually one of the things that people overlook a lot. They tend to have as much time awake as possible, thinking that they're wasting time when they're resting. So if you do give it its due attention, its due time, it's one of the steps that are definitely going to help for you not necessarily hating your Mondays as much. So give it a shot. Don't try it for a day or two. Try it for a week or two. Possibly let it become a habit and you'll see the difference. Number two is going to be having enough time in the morning to do whatever you need to do. Most people just want to get up to maybe have breakfast at home and get dressed, put on whatever's around, and get on with your day. Get to work, rush in the car, and that's it. Or get on the train, whatever you got to do, just to get out of the day, and you're in your house for a good 15 minutes. Are you really getting anything done with 15 minutes? I mean, honestly, if you give yourself more time to do these things, let's say you have a 15-minute circle that you've been doing for the past couple of years, and now all of a sudden you add an hour to it, not only are you going to be able to get those things done within that 15-minute time frame better, but you'll have time to do other things. And that feeling of accomplishment is one of the steps that are coming, but it's such a motivator to want to do more with your day. So give yourself more time. Start with it. If you're only doing 15 minutes normally, you want to do it to 30 minutes, by all means start that way. But you got to get started today. Get started tomorrow. Get started as soon as possible. Extend this yourself. Give yourself an extension of the time that you have in the mornings to get on with preparation for your day. If not, it's not really preparation. It's just whatever. Make sure that there's a few other things that you get done before the things that you have to get done. Let's say, for example, you're going to school. So the first thing you do is wake up, you grab some kind of, granola bar and like a juice, and then you just go to the bus and get to school. Or you do the same thing and you go to work. You would have accomplished nothing before you even get to any of those. So you're thinking to yourself, my day is run by my job. My day is run by my school. And there's nothing else more important than that. But I don't even like going to work. And I don't even like going to school. So you're automatically thinking that the most important parts of your day, yeah, they're important, but you're not liking them. So, and that's also maybe something we think we believe. We think we don't like our job. We think we don't like our school. And it's possible that we don't. And that can be something that can be discussed later. How to find joy in your actual job and how to look for something that's better. But in the meantime, you can enjoy it even a little bit more if, let's say, you don't like your job, if you don't like your current classes. If you are able to give yourself a little bit of mental boost. You get up, give yourself the mentality that you have done other things before, your day has more meaning, then yeah, of course, that's going to be like object number 3, 4, 5 on the list of things that you already had done for the day, because you would have already done 1, 2, 3, whatever amount of things before you got up. Whether that's just something that's for yourself, if you want to just relax for a little bit. You want to make yourself a decent breakfast. You want to read something. You want to exercise. You want to just spend time with your family. You want to watch a little TV. Want to catch up on current events. Whatever it is that you want to do, make some time for that in the morning before you do the things that you have to do, because then it's just going to be run by all those things that are running 8 hours of your day. So if you're in school for 8 hours and you work for 8 hours, yeah, most of your day is going to be determined by what goes on there in that room, in that office. And for the most part, that's something that is going to be the same every single day. And that's going to make you hate your Mondays because you think every single day of your life is monotonous. But that's up to you to change that. Number 4, if you're tired of having monotonous activity, basically just doing the same thing all the time, try doing things that are different. If you know that getting to work a certain way reminds you of just the grind, take a different train, take a different route, walk a different street, little things like that. Make a whole separate playlist to just give you an entirely different feeling when you're going to work. That kind of just adds the element of something new, something fresh to your day, and that invites opportunity for something else. Because if you're listening to something else, you're seeing something else, you're feeling something else, who's to say you're not going to decide to do something else? Now, it may not necessarily mean that you're going to do something different, but you're giving yourself the opportunity, the chance to be exposed to another sensation throughout your day, just to see if this is going to help you do something more meaningful, or just to not do something that you don't want to do. We still have to go to work, we still have to go to school, but there are other things that are going around it. You know, if you're going up to a certain elevator, go up the stairs one day. If it's too many stairs, then take a different elevator. I don't know. You find different things. It doesn't have to be the biggest thing. Something as simple as walking through a different hallway might actually make a difference. And the idea behind this is that we don't like the idea of routine if it's something that we don't like, but we might even hate routine when it's something that we do like. So you don't have to add something different every single day, but every once in a while it throws your mind off and it starts working. Instead of just automatically getting things done, now our mind is fresh and it needs a little exercise, which kind of goes back to being able to get some rest. You want to make sure you have rest so that you can do all these things, all these changes. And then when you're doing these changes, making these adaptations to your life, you don't hate it anymore. You actually welcome it because you have the energy to take those things on. Number 5, already at 5. Look at all the options that we have. Having a night routine and having a morning routine. Now, I've discussed a night routine, which I'll include in the cards up here if you want to check that out. And I'll also have supplementary steps that I can add to that in the future. These are important because they allow us to be prepared. They let us ease into our day, ease into our night. And of course, we discussed how important rest is. So having a night routine lets you do that and lets you prepare for that. So when you wake up rested, now you can complete your morning routine. You don't have to have both right away. You don't have to have it fixed in a certain way right away. But start adding little things little by little. I will do a morning routine video coming up soon, but in the meantime, it might be probably better to start off with your night routine. And once you get that ready, you'll have a little bit more time in the morning, a little more energy to start adding steps little by little. And before you know it, you'll have a routine at night and then a routine in the morning, and you'll have more time for both of them to get yourself started for the day. Number 6 is making sure you have breakfast. A lot of people want to skip breakfast for I don't know why. If you're intermittent fasting, first of all, we'll talk about that in another video. I have breakfast every single day. I don't think I've skipped breakfast ever. The only reason I have skipped breakfast is because I woke up after 12 and it was technically lunch. So if you give yourself a breakfast, it could be something delicious. I mean, I'm not saying you have to have like spinach with egg whites. I'm just saying that you have to have something to give yourself that energy. I know you don't feel the energy right away, but that's because it's food. Your body has to process it, has to digest it, and it becomes fuel. It becomes energy. And which is the food that has the most energy, that gives you the most energy? It's carbs. So if you're giving yourself a nice amount of carbs in your breakfast, you're having some protein for your muscles so that you can carry on yourself through your day, then yeah, there'll be some balance. If you add some good fats in your diet, of course, it'll let you absorb whatever it is that you're having. So the retention of all the food stays with you and it lasts with you longer through the day. Having a well-balanced diet and having it in the morning gives you the energy that you probably didn't even know you had. A lot of people want to say, oh, I need my coffee. I honestly think, like, I drink coffee every day. But I think that anybody who relies on coffee to bring their day or to carry out through their day needs to reevaluate the things that fuel their day. I'm not saying that you have an issue, because if I don't drink coffee today, it's not morning time, this is just water. But if I don't drink coffee, I'm gonna have a headache. If I don't drink coffee tomorrow, I'm going to have a headache. If I don't have coffee the third day, I'm going to have a headache. Maybe after 2 weeks, probably I'll get used to it. But there's no need. I have all the time in the world to make breakfast. I make coffee every single morning, or whatever other option I have. If I want to buy it outside, I'll do that. But I could buy the coffee, so why not make the coffee? But if you're telling yourself that your day is run by whether or not you're drinking coffee or not, yeah, you got another thing coming. Another thing would be adding, just to the cup of coffee that you're having, just add a well-balanced breakfast. Have your fruits, have your veggies throughout the day. You don't have to have it in the morning if you want, but have something in the morning. Don't just have a Pop-Tart. That does nothing for your morning. And if you want to have a Pop-Tart, I'm not here to tell you to not have it. But I'm saying you need to have something in that breakfast that's going to give you energy. And we can discuss foods that are good for that down the line in a different video. Because yes, I talk about weight loss, but then there's also nutrition. There's a difference between weight loss and being healthy. And if you can combine the two, and then also bring in the third world of making it delicious, you've got yourself an ownership of your diet. Basically, you are going to dominate if you are able to mix all of these three elements together. And I know you can do it. It takes time, but once you're there, you'll wish you had discovered this years ago, and you would have never gone back to any other bad habit. Number 7 is actually 3 steps in one. You want to do something that you need to do, something that's productive. You want to do something that you love, something that makes you feel good, something that makes you happy. And number 3, you want to do something that gives you satisfaction. Very different from something that makes you happy, because you can be happy watching TV, but you can be satisfied from doing something for your parents. You can be happy with eating junk food, but you'll be satisfied from spending time with your niece, with your nephew, with your friends, saying hello to your friends from another country. Those are things that give you satisfaction. Now, if you have a way of doing all these 3 things before you start in the morning, and again, because you made time for yourself to do these things, well, you're not going to hate your day anymore. And then you start sharing these things with your friends, with your coworkers, with your classmates. And the energy that's coming out of you becomes positive. And yeah, maybe other people will benefit from it, but right now, this is more to help you. You want your day to be better, do this for yourself. Tell people what you're doing, because you're ingesting all these good things. You need to process it. You need to let it out. And on its way out, you'll hear yourself saying it. You're like, man, I'm really capable of doing these things. I guess I could. And I only did it with 1 hour. And if you start getting even more disciplined, you start adding more time to your morning. Let's say you get up 2 hours earlier than you normally would. You know how they say these entrepreneurs that get up at 4, 5 in the morning to exercise, to meditate, whatever it is that they do? Well, they do that because they need the energy to carry on with their day. Carry on with their day is something I've said a good 11, 15 times today. And sometimes we feel that we can't do it. And if we're not taking steps that make us want to do it, we're not going to be carrying on anymore. We're going to be dragging. And we don't want to do that. You're probably already doing that. And if you're not, that's great. If you are, that doesn't mean that you can't start from scratch now. And it's not going to be that bad, because the steps that you're taking are for your benefit. Remind yourself that this is for you. And if you take these steps, you want to take them one at a time, by all means do that. And if you take them, there's no bad thing that can come from them. So if you do these, all 7 of these, you'll see that they're not so hard to do, because you'll want to do things that are better for you. When you do one thing that's good for you, you're going to want to do something else. And then you're going to want to do something else. And then all of a sudden, you become better at your job. You become better in your classes. You become better with your socializing. Your networking becomes better. And all of a sudden, you're ready for better classes. You're getting better grades. You're getting a promotion. You're getting noticed in other departments. And then all of a sudden, everything is better again. And then you're also accomplishing the other things that you're doing throughout your day. You're also feeling better because of what you're fueling yourself with. So hope you take these considerations, take these into consideration. And I hope you appreciate that. I mean, I am just speaking out from what I've learned, from what I've experienced. This isn't scripted. It's very easy for me to talk about because I've had to just go through it for a very long time until I developed a way that I'm comfortable with. And it's something that I'm still adjusting into. Something that I'm also modifying into something bigger and better. Every single thing that I've done, that I've improved, I've done my best to excel at it, only to recognize that it's just the tip of the iceberg. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel accomplished when you do it. So I hope you take this in consideration. I hope that you do try them, and I hope you let me know if it works for you. Comment in the sections, let me know if you're going to follow any of these. You can pick any one of the steps. You can pick a part of one of the steps. And if you do find them beneficial, I want to hear about it, and I'd love to suggest other things. There will be other videos like this in the future, and I'll have more suggestions as they come along. So appreciate your support. Please ask me other questions, other suggestions for other videos in the comment section below. And remember to follow me on TikTok, on Facebook, and on Instagram. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, everybody, if you do more, you will be more.